Okay, we're going to show the video driving up Bon Carbo Canyon. What we call it is the name. It's actually 57.7 on the road sign. And I've got county maps I can share with you. I'll be showing the drive going up Bon Carbo Canyon here. So, and then it'll be added to different properties. So I'll give you pictures of the canyon as we drive up. And this pavement goes for, I don't know, about 8-9 miles. A long ways up the canyon, and the county keeps throwing more pavement down every couple of years. So that makes it real nice. That turn right there we just took, we took it at the town of Coatedale, Colorado. It's about 7 miles west on Highway 12 out of Trinidad, Colorado. The properties we're going to, a lot of them are pretty close to the 4,400, 4,700 acre wildlife area, which is really neat. Great hunting, great elevation, 7,000 to 8,000 foot max on the properties. And they're only, most of these properties up this road are only about 25 minutes from town. Sprinkling a little bit from these high cirrus clouds, or whatever you call them. It might rain later this afternoon. We're in that time of year. This is early spring. We've come a few miles up Bon Carbo Canyon, County Road 57.7, and up here, there, after the pavement ends, there's an old post office. And the properties, you can go to different properties to the right and to the left. Today we'll be going to the left. After the old, right at the old post. Pretty driving up this canyon, you start to see the West Spanish Peak in the background, or in the foreground, whatever background. It looks about that big, maybe a little bit bigger. The video camera shows everything a little bit smaller. We're about to leave the pavement coming up Bon Carbo Canyon, County Road 57.7. There's the volunteer fire department firehouse. It's a good marker when you're driving up. And then right up here, we're going to stay left right after the pavement ends and go further up on, I believe it turns into County Road 30.1, and go up further into the hills here to look at properties along this road. And there's other ways you can get to these properties too. You don't have to come up this road. But this is basically, for most of them, this is the shortest way. So here's the old post office on the left. And we're just gonna keep going straight. Okay, we've come a little bit further up after taking a left of the post office, up County Road 30.1, I believe we're on now. And if you take a right there, that goes into a ranch called Spanish Highlands. We're not going to that one today. May go to it next time. I think it was 40.5 that takes you into Spanish Highlands. We're going to be driving through. This is county maintained year-round road. They plow it and everything. This is a pretty shot right here. It's one of the best in the area when you're just driving around. Those are the Sangre de Cristo Mountains to the west. We're headed west right now, and they look again about that big. You can see a lot of the rain. Okay, come around this little turn. We're still on 30.1. If you take a left right here, that'll take you back down to Highway 12. That's 53.5. And there's Spanish Highland tracks. They're 5 and 10 acre tracks on our left and on our right. Okay, we came up Bon Carbo Canyon, and now we stayed left at the post office. We're on County Road 30.1. After we come around this bend up here, we're going to come to the State Wildlife Area sign, or you can take a right and go up into there, or you can continue on County Road 30.1 and end up in La Garita. That's 5 and 10 acre ranch subdivision. And you can work your way back down to Highway 12 down Sarcillo Canyon once you hit La Garita. So all these roads can just kind of intertwine. Okay, come around this little turn here. We're coming to the State Wildlife sign. And if we go left, that'll take us further into LDS subdivision, La Garita, and you go back to Highway 12 like I was saying. And this is the Spanish Peaks wildlife area. One of the roads you can get to it. 4,700 acres worth. Okay, today we're going to 2 tracks in Whispering Pines Ranch. One has a cabin, not a cabin, but a nice metal building on it with a concrete slab floor. Has a couple of cisterns, a water well, and lots of building materials outside and inside the shop building. And we're going into Whispering Pines Ranch, and those are the West and East Spanish Peak. These tracks are going to be about, the mountains look about that big when you're driving. It's a real pretty valley. These tracks, these are 2 35-acre tracks, and they have covenants but no dues, so people do pretty much what they want on their land. And what else can I say about them? Oh, it's about 25 minutes from town, and then of course it's real close to the Spanish Peaks wildlife area up here too. And you can tell by all this green fields, all these green fields, this county has the 2nd largest elk herd population in the world. Elk and deer are very prevalent at this elevation in this area. So we're going to take a ride up here in just a second to go to these 2 properties. Okay, when you see this ranch here, we're going to take a right in front of that to go to Whispering Pines. The 35 acres we're going to first with the building on it. Also has solar panels, but the batteries are shot. So you take a right at this place to head up into Whispering Pines. And it's about another mile or 2 up here to get to the properties. It's a pretty canyon. Okay, we're just entering Whispering Pines Ranches. They're 40-acre tracts, no, 35-acre tracts, sorry. And okay, we just crossed that cattle guard coming into Whispering Pines Ranch, and we're just staying straight. We don't take a right there. We're going to tract 8. It's 35 acres. It's going to be on the right-hand side. It's going to need a road built in to get to the upper portion. There's some nice variation of land up there. And on the back west side of that property, there's an old road that comes from it from tract 4, but it's pretty old and long. It'd be better just to start do a new driveway from the bottom of this valley here. There's power coming up here, so it looks like there might be power along the bottom of tract 8. See that barn? Or a barn house. Come up here a little bit. It'll be on the right hand side here. Right there's a road that takes off to the left. You can see it on the aerial. And that goes to a gas well, and then tract 8 starts basically right after this little road right here. Little road here. And then tract 8 is going to be on our right hand side here. And I'm going to drive basically to the other end. See a lot of rock formations on it. Really steep going up this side. Here's a, yeah, just gonna have to get a guy with a dozer right up through there. It'd probably be good. And when we get down, yeah, power's going, and there's phone along here too. So we're coming to the end of tract 8 with this ridge right here and these big boulders right here about where this catch pond's at. We're on the bottom. We're towards the southwest corner of tract 8, which will be on this side of the road. So I'm gonna drive back to that little valley area where it looks like you could get a road up through here. Okay, we're going back to, this is tract 8 on the left hand side, and like I say, once you get past this with this little bench right here and you get up on top, the land's pretty, has a lot of usable area up there. And and you go to the western side, we're coming from the southwestern corner right now. You go to the western end of the property up on top, you're gonna have great views of the Spanish Peaks. And this would be about where you'd bring your road up. You'd have to start it like back here and then go along the side so you get up on the top there. So I'm gonna hike up there real quick. We're about right in the center of the property right now. And like I say, you got power and phone down here, and right down here, and this would be great because you can bring your power and phone right up the same track. I mean, the same road you make. Plus, I drill a water well right down in here somewhere. And you should get good water with this valley bottom right here. Okay, the side I'm gonna do, this is track 8. And this is facing, this direction south. Behind me is north. And we're sitting about right here in the center of the property. Instead of hiking up here, but you can see how big this flat area is up here. All you gotta do is get a road up here. Like I say, you got power and water down here, or at least I think a real good chance of getting a water well and not a lot of expense. Be a great spot right here. I'm gonna fly my drone up there instead.